Welcome to the deep dive. We love cracking open fascinating sources, finding those nuggets of insight, and bringing them straight to you. Today, we're jumping into something that, well, it touches all of us: relationships. Sometimes they feel effortless, right? Pure magic. Other times, it's kind of like trying to build IKEA furniture with, half the instructions missing.
Oh, definitely. One minute it all makes sense. The next you're staring at some weird part, wondering if the legs are upside down.
Or where your partner went when it was time to find those tiny impossible screws.
Exactly. But the good news is it doesn't have to be quite so mysterious.
Right. And that's what today's deep dive is all about. We're drawing heavily from and inspired by this really remarkable book, Love That Lasts. Our mission really is to unpack the surprising science behind thriving connections and also get into a practical roadmap, how to actually build them.
Hmm.
We'll look at the real measurable benefits way beyond just feeling good. And there's a twist. The secret isn't what most people think. It's not about grand gestures or finding that perfect person.
That's so true. We often treat love like it's, I don't know, magic or fate. But really, it's a skill, something you build. So today, we want to demystify that, give you a clear structure, some research-backed ideas. Think of it less as theory, more like a practical toolkit.
Yeah, moving from just hoping for connection to actually consciously building it. I like that. Okay, so I was really struck by this phrase that strong relationships are essential, like oxygen, but with more inside jokes. It cuts through, doesn't it?
It really does.
But for someone maybe still a bit skeptical, what's the knockout scientific punch?
Right.
Why isn't love just nice to have?
That's a fair question. And the science. It's actually pretty staggering. Psychology shows consistently people in strong relationships don't just feel better, they are better.
Mm.
Physically, we're talking longer lives, better health, significantly higher happiness. And these aren't just feelings, they're measurable physiological things.
Okay, measurable how?
Well, think about stress. When you feel safe and supported, your nervous system actually kind of calms down. Less cortisol, less adrenaline, flooding your system constantly. That means a stronger immune system, you sleep better, you recover from illness faster, your heart literally benefits.
Wow.
And get this, here's a specific stat that really makes you think. People in happy relationships, they have a 50% lower risk of dying from heart disease.
50%. That's huge.
It is. And they bounce back from surgery quicker, less likely to get dementia. It's almost like a biological superpower. You probably feel it, right? When you feel safe, truly seen. You're not wasting energy on anxiety, on loneliness, on wondering if anyone really gets you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You get to use that energy for living, for growing, for being your authentic self.
Yeah.
Morning breath, weird laugh, true crime obsession and all, they still choose you. That's not just nice. Yeah. So
That point about conserving energy, it's like having more bandwidth for life itself. That's a really powerful way to think about it. A superpower, yeah. Okay, so earlier we mentioned that plot twist. These amazing benefits, they don't come from the big Hollywood moments or finding someone perfectly compatible. This leads us to busting what the book calls the effortless love myth. We've kind of been sold this idea, haven't we? That if it's meant to be, it'll just work effortlessly. The book calls that idea garbage. And honestly,
Yeah.
it sets us up for failure, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's so destructive because the couples who look like it's easy, they're working at it every single day. But here's the secret, the key difference. It's not the kind of work that feels like drudgery. It's subtle, consistent, baked into the day-to-day.
Subtle how? Like what?
It's what the book calls micro moments of connection, tiny things like remembering your partner hates cilantro and asking for it on the side. Simple. Or sending a quick thinking of you text. No reason, just because. Or, and this is a big one, actually listening when they complain about their coworker again.
Oh, yeah. Even Karen from accounting and the stolen lunches.
Especially Karen from accounting. It's about showing you're tuned in, you care about their small stuff. These are tiny acts, almost invisible, but they're the bedrock.
Micro moments. I like that framing. Compound interest for your relationship. That really shifts the focus from those grand gestures, doesn't it? It sounds almost too simple.
It does, but that's the power. We chase the big fireworks, the anniversary trip, the expensive gift. Those are great, but they're occasional spikes. Compound interest, though, that's about the small, steady deposits. Every little act of thoughtfulness, every time you choose connection, it's like adding a drop of water to a bucket.
Okay, yeah. One drop isn't much.
Right. But keep adding them, day after day. Eventually, you've got enough to water a whole garden enough to get through the dry spells. It's the accumulation.
So it's not the size, it's the consistency, the intention behind it repeated over time.
Exactly. These small things fly under the radar because they're not flashy, not Instagrammable, but they're where the real strength comes from. Strong relationships aren't just found, they're built like a house, brick by brick, choice by choice.
Yeah.
That morning coffee ritual, that honest chat, that feeling safe enough to be, your weird self. That's what weaves the strong fabric. So yeah, the big takeaway is mastering these tiny moments. It's not about finding the perfect person, spoiler, they don't exist.
Right. Good reminder.
It's about getting good at loving imperfectly, but with steady, consistent effort. Less Hollywood montage, more daily maintenance, that warm, consistent flame,
Yeah, that reframing of work as consistent, subtle effort.
Yeah.
That feels way more doable. Liberating, even.
Okay.
So we get the why and the what. But the big question is always the how. How do we actually do this stuff? Put it into practice. Thankfully, the book gives us a roadmap, a really brilliant one.
It really does. And that brings us to the relationship model. Yeah, no, using the word relationship to explain relationships, it's a bit meta.
Huh? Yeah, just a bit.
But each letter stands for something crucial, research-backed stuff that really separates couples who thrive from those who just struggle. Think of it like a GPS for your relationship, a guide. It outlines 12 interconnected areas. We can't cover all 12 in depth now, but let's maybe touch on a few key ones.
Yeah, let's do that. Breaking it down makes it feel less overwhelming. Where do we start?
Okay, first up, renew love and rituals. This isn't just about nostalgia. It's about actively rebuilding that friendship layer and creating small, special rituals, making the ordinary feel a bit extraordinary again.
Like bringing back date night, even if it's just takeout on the couch.
Exactly, making it intentional. Then there's E, express empathy, gratitude, and compassion. This is more than just saying thanks. It's learning to genuinely say, I see you, I get it, I care, even when it's tough. Understanding the feeling behind the complaint.
That's a skill in itself, isn't it? Seeing past the surface frustration. Okay, what else stands out?
Well, actual-level apologies and forgiveness. Huge one. We all mess up. Constantly. The difference isn't if you mess up, but how you repair it. Taking real accountability, not just a quick sorry, and then actually moving on. Letting go of that mental scorecard we all keep.
Ugh, the mental scorecard. So easy to rack up points without realizing it. Poisonous.
Totally. And then there's H, handling conflict. Because, spoiler, you will disagree, a lot. The goal isn't to avoid fights, it's to learn to fight fair, fight clean.
Focusing on solving the problem, not winning the argument.
Exactly. Understanding the needs underneath the conflict.
Wow.
It turns arguments from something destructive into potentially something that builds understanding.
That's a huge shift.
Yeah, and each of these letters, each section in the book, comes with practical tools, real examples. Enough psychology to be useful, but not so much it puts you to sleep. It really is a practical guide.
Okay, so we have this great model, this relationship roadmap. How does someone listening right now actually start using this toolkit? It's got to be more than just reading about it, right?
Oh, absolutely. This isn't a read it once and you're done kind of book. It's meant to be interactive, like a guide, a mirror, a gentle nudge, all rolled into one. You engage with it repeatedly. There's a pretty simple 5-step cycle it suggests. First, read the chapter. Nice short chapters focusing on one piece of the puzzle. Read it slow, underline stuff, let it sink in. No pressure.
Okay, read it. Got it. Step 2.
Step 2, take a moment for yourself. Each chapter has reflection questions, just for you. Private. No right answers. It's about understanding your stuff first, your reactions, patterns, desires, before you bring it to your partner. Self-awareness first.
That makes sense. Know thyself before trying to connect.
Exactly. Then step 3, have a conversation with your partner. The book gives you specific questions to spark those real, sometimes vulnerable talks. Key tips. Make time, no interruptions. Really listen, be kind, and expect a little awkwardness. That's normal.
Awkward is normal. Good to know. What's next?
Step 4, do something together. It's not just talk. Each chapter has activities, some fun, some deeper, things designed to help you connect and practice what you discussed. Pick and choose what works for you two at your own pace.
So read, reflect, talk, do. What's the last step?
The crucial final piece. Come back to it. Relationships aren't static. They need ongoing care like a garden. Life happens, things change. So revisit chapters later, redo the questions, try activities again. It's a living resource for a living relationship.
That cycle makes so much sense. Read, reflect, talk, do, revisit. It emphasizes that ongoing effort. And the core idea seems to be You don't have to nail it perfectly. Just show up, be present, be persistent. It's about growth, right? One page, one conversation, one small moment at a time, building it piece by piece.
Okay, so let's recap. We've looked at the pretty compelling science why relationships are truly essential. We've busted that effortless love myth, shifting focus to those crucial, consistent micro moments. And we've explored the relationship model as a really practical roadmap for building a connection that actually thrives. Yeah, and what this deep dive really gives you, hopefully, is a kind of shortcut. Moving past the cliches to what actually works, based on research. It's
Yeah.
about equipping you with tools to build something resilient and fulfilling, starting right where you are.
Right. So, as we wrap up, here's something to maybe chew on. Thinking about the power of those tiny, almost boring moments, those micro deposits, what's one small intentional relationship deposit you could make today? Maybe it is just listening about Karen from accounting, really listening, or sending that random text, just one small thing. How might that single act start building that compound interest for your own love that lasts? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. I'll catch you next time.